Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chord Dave, and this is Chord Dave Live because it's Saturday, it's 10 p.m., and you know what that means. Slaunch it, because this is water. I told you I'd shock you. Yeah, we're on the water today for no reason other than sometimes it's nice to have some water. And welcome to Europe, where we have to have our caps attached to our bottles. Or do we? Um, do we? Yes, appears we do. This one is particularly stuck. Look what happened. Anyways, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, whatever you're drinking, water, tea, coffee, or that other stuff, sláinte, my friend. And it is true. Look, there we go. Look, rebel breaking the law, as we do on this live stream every week. Anyway, guys, hope you are doing well. Thanks for joining me. Yes, lots of rock and roll stories and things going on. I'm sure we'll talk about three or four of them, and then also talk about what's going on in Scott Bogfoot's back garden, because it's actually quite interesting a lot of the time. Glad you could join us. Let's dive in, talk about guitars and all kinds of things while we have the chance. Of course, we're going to be here for about 90 minutes, and then we're going to leave it till next week. Just if you're curious, I did have a video planned for this week. But I couldn't shoot it until Friday because I was quite busy. And it's actually a sponsored video that I need to get done. I was supposed to get done in July and just couldn't be arsed, so I didn't. Don't tell the sponsor that. And then um, I needed to shoot it, and I was going to go Friday, and Friday it rained, and I need to be outdoors for this video, so I couldn't do it Friday. And then today I was again busy. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that'll come out next week, hopefully, sometime once the sponsor knows I'm not slagging them off, which I'll talk about later. Scott Bugfoot was in the chat first, as usual. Good to see you, Scott. Hope you're well, my friend. And T was there too. Great to see you, T. I hope you're not crying over Chelsea too much this week. Of course, the season hasn't started, so another couple of weeks you can still have a good mood. I'm sure. Outfit was in nice and early. Nice to see you, sir. Hope you are well too. Marsha said, not Marsha. I saw Marsha on. I have two chat screens open. Marsha's in the one that's just happening now. T says, haven't had much of a chance to check websites this week. Anything new on the market? I'm the same. I haven't had a chance to really do a whole lot this week or check too many things. I've been seeing things on Reverb, and I'll tell you an interesting story happened on Reverb, and actually a seller who turned out not to be a dick, which is interesting. So we'll get into that in about half an hour. But no, I haven't seen anything spectacular new. Maybe I missed something, but I didn't see anything new this week. I know Spark Grid have their, or Positive Grid have their Spark 2 coming out. Is it out yet, or is it coming out? I don't know. They sent me a link saying that as an affiliate I could buy one for the usual price. Thanks. Probably because I haven't ever published my affiliate link for them and don't push their products and haven't actually engaged with them. Maybe that's why. Maybe if I did that, they'd be like, have a like half price code, but no. Anyways, dig into it. Scott Bogman says, I'm seeing a lot of new ovations around lately. I could have sworn they went out of business years ago. They did, and then they were revived. I can't remember what the deal with it was, but I know they were at NAM last year. T later says that they were at NAM this year as well. So yeah, so they're around. They're a much smaller company than they were, and they weren't the biggest of companies since the 70s anyway. So nice guitars, but well, the old ones were nice guitars, but yeah, I don't think I think they're going to be making big waves. But yeah, they do have some new ones out. Haven't really paid any attention to them. Who else we got? Bogfoot says, anyone new here, welcome. You'll have to subscribe and wait 1 minute before you chat in the best chat on YouTube. Yeah, if it's your first Chord Dave live experience, please do say hello to us. We do like to meet newcomers so we can corrupt you. Haha. Don't tell the newcomers that it's a Steel Panther Fan Club channel. They will, some of them will not understand. So keep that under your hats for now until they're addicted. We'll go from there. Scott Bogwood says, had one in 98. Very strange with the back, but damn good tone and sustain. I don't like their modern headstock. In terms of Ovation, so, my only experience playing an Ovation was many years ago. So many years ago that I went to the UK to check out a college, and we went to get the ferry over to the UK from Dublin. A bunch of us then met up and got on minibus. The minibus stopped in some town somewhere, and there was a guitar store, and I walked in and spent the time I should have been going to get something to eat, checking out the guitars in the shop. But I could play about like fuck all at the time. So the dude gave me a guitar, plugged it in, was like, check it out, yeah, see what you think, and let me know if you want to buy it. I was like 17, 18 at the time. And it didn't go well. And I could hear him swearing about me in between terrible Beatles renditions and stuff like that. So, um, not the Beatles songs are very good. I was terrible at playing them, just to clear things up there. But yeah, and I loved those guitars at the time. I was a big like, oh, those are cool. Can't wait to be able to afford one of those. When I walked into the store, I couldn't afford one of them, so I don't know what I was doing, but there you go. Um, Something looks weird on my screen here. I'll figure it out later. Anyways, it's all good. Yeah, that was my. It's actually kind of put me off Ovations ever since. By the way, but there you go. Atwood says I listed everything I owned on eBay. Well, you did it last week. Everything can be replaced. Can go 7 BMXs, 8 guitars. What kind of guitars you selling? Because if you know, there's an audience here who may be interested. Um, but then again, we'll see. I hear you, buddy. It's the whole of the 90s for me, says T. Uh, Let me see. What else have we got? Scott says, no way. I hope it's at least for health reasons that no, at least you're selling yours. My BMXs always got stolen. Adam says, I'm selling them at fair prices. If they sell, they go to good homes. Good man. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Listen, I think in a lot of ways we get too attached to things, and it's nice. I mean, I would, in certain circumstances, sell everything I own and go traveling for a year and then restart again in a year's time. I would have no problem doing that. I've done it before. I will do it again. Well, I maybe not. We'll do it again, but it's a fun thing to do. Travel the world, go see places that are crazy. Um, have some fun out there. Scott says, post it on the Facebook page. It will help. Yes, absolutely. There's our Facebook link that Scott has posted. By the way, if anyone's new and you're like, why is he so far behind in the chat? I do open up the chat about an hour before the show starts. Some weeks it works well, and other weeks, like I think last week, I only get about halfway through the chat in the first place. So, so there you go. But we'll do our best to get it. And by the way, I should mention as well, if you do want to do anything like a super chat or anything like a membership or whatever, it'll show up on my screen straight away and you'll get read out no matter what. I won't have to skip past all the comments because I mean you'll bump ahead of all those. Just throwing it out there because YouTubers be poor, let me tell you. uh, YouTube has decided, I think, that it hates YouTubers unless their name is Mr. Beast. That's my take on it anyway. Fingers crossed you get the prices you want, says T. What's your eBay ID? Someone here might buy some guitars off you. Um, Never know. Abo said, I did take a 12-string Gilman off the eBay list for after playing it though, and it's in Brisbane, Australia, pickup only. Well, all the best, my friend, and thank you so much for joining us from Brisbane, Australia. I didn't know you were in that neck of the woods, as they say. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't. It's a few years since I've been to Australia. Maybe I should go back. There's a few members of the Three Chord Dave community down there now. So when I was in Australia, I wasn't Three Chord Dave. It's just regular old Dave. Last, that tells you how long it's been. Scott Bogwood says, that's a long trip for me. Maybe Robert is interested. I think Robert's in Adelaide, which I think is quite far from Brisbane. I mean, Australia is massive. Um, Massive. So, yeah, my friends and I embarked on an adventure down there, two Australian blokes and me, and we decided to hit every pub between Melbourne, where we started, and Sydney, and it took us a full week to do it. And we went to some crazy pubs, man. It was unreal. Some of the places we were like, we better just drink quickly here and get out. And in other places, we were like, this is the swankiest place in the whole country. Why did they let us in? But it's a long story, and I can't talk about it because the feds might come after us. Anyways, T says, mention on Shane's channel In the Blues. Shane's channel In the Blues is brilliant. Actually, I'm a big fan of of that channel. I think he does a great job, and obviously, dude just loves playing guitar, which is all you want in a YouTuber, really. I mean, some people want YouTubers who are really good at playing guitars, whatever. I mean, Shane is really good at playing guitar, but If you're like me, just like my beard, and then you're fine. Uh, who else have we got? Did I miss somebody? Rob F. Good to see you, Rob. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Glad to have you with us, as always. Advil also says, I got the Defender Mustang amp because of his channel. Yeah, what's interesting is with Shane's channel is he's a lefty. He seems to get a lot of lefty guitars, which is good. Um, Not as many as I'm sure he would like, but there you go. Long weekend here, says T. Yeah, long weekend. Flack Hill starting tomorrow as well down here. T. So we've had, I mean, I guess it kind of started last night or Thursday night. The Wolf Tones played a couple of nights here and a tent. and there's a few things going on tonight, I think. But the main kickoff is tomorrow for the Flack Hill Naherin, which is a big, basically week-long music festival all over basically any business that has a seat in it has someone sitting down playing a bodhrán and a guitar and a fiddle or something. So it should be good crack over the next week or two. Might get a couple of points then. We'll see. But for now, Ishke. That's your Irish lesson for the day. Water is Ishke. So there you go. Might also have some Ishke Baha, which is the second part of your Irish lesson. That means whiskey. Uh, Anyways, those are the two words you need. Sometimes they go together. Let me see. Again, I hear you, buddy, says T. Richard Virginia says, hi, Dave. Just ordered the forgotten ES335 model, the Gill Starfire 4. It should arrive Monday, and I can't wait to play it. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, man. Guilds are kind of, in my opinion, underrated from the one time I played a guild. So, years ago, and I had a great time with it. So, a friend of mine had one in his, like, basement. It wasn't a basement, like a garage type place and drum kit, and we just jammed for like a couple hours. It was good fun. That was many years ago, actually. Now that I think about it. Let me see what else we got. A Cherry, of course. Sweetwater is running a sale of $600 off. Nice. Picked up a demo, even lower price. Very cool, man. That's nice. Yeah, definitely. Let us know how it is the next week, or if you want to throw anything into the Facebook group, if you're on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, by the way, don't worry about it. I'm rarely on Facebook myself, but we do have the group there. Scott shared it earlier already, and it's one of those things where we have a good community of folks over there sharing guitars they're working on, guitars they picked up, just general guitar queries and stuff like that as well, which is nice to see always, and some good dudes always jumping in to try and help folks. Um, and sooner or later, I'll get my act together and post like polls. What do you want to see on the channel over there? Don't hold your breath for that. It'll happen. It's just I don't know when. Could be another 4 years on the channel. Channel might not last another 4 years. Who knows? Uh, Anyways, Marsha is here. She says, "Hey guys, happy Saturday. Good to see you, Marsha. Hope all is well with you." We have the Mr. Todd Moore with a super chat. See, go straight to the top. The comment comes in. It gets read out as well as I can read it out. Says, here's some beer money, get a job. Lol. It's a very profound comment, my friend. You know how it is. I have a job. It just doesn't pay anything yet. And yeah, we are now in the fourth week of delays to the business that we're opening. So all the beer fund money is appreciated. Thank you, sir, very much. I appreciate you. I hope you know that. Scott Bogfoot says, I'd like to try some Gill acoustics. Let me just say, well, Todd, I hope you're doing well, man. It seems like you've been bouncing back pretty well. Very happy to see that. So good on you, man. Keep going. Anyways, on to the next thing. Marsha says, someone say it ain't so, but Aerosmith. Tell me I had a nightmare about what I heard. You may have had a nightmare about it, but yeah, Aerosmith have decided no more touring, no more shows. Just sad. It's sad. I never got to see Aerosmith. I would have liked to, but maybe I would have liked to 15 years ago, and it's too late for that. But yeah, I don't know. The thing is with Aerosmith, they've been up and down the last probably 20 years, but they're still one of the greatest bands, I think. I mean, honestly, if you ever make a playlist and it doesn't have Aerosmith on it, are you making a playlist correctly? I mean, they're one of those bands. They're one of those go-to bands that just have some kick-ass tunes, and they kind of cover all kinds of different stuff, all kind of different bases as well. So yeah, sad that they're not touring. Won't get to see them, but maybe they'll do a one-off special or something in a year's time if they're all still kicking. So fingers crossed. I don't know, but yeah, I'm kicking myself over. A few years ago, a friend of mine was going and was like, "Do you want to go to see Aerosmith?" And I was like, "I'd love to," but something came up. I was busy, or I was trying to flirt with some girl or something. I don't know, but I didn't go to the gig because there was something else going on, and yeah, it's probably the best chance to see them. Anyways, it's a cool band. I like them. T says, speaking of Fender amps, saw a Fender Tremolux. I don't know how to pronounce things. Eric Clapton signature amp, 2,500 euros. If it makes you sound like Eric Clapton, it's a bargain. That's all I'll say about that. Also wouldn't hold my breath there on that. Not for me, I mean, personally. Scott Bogman says, I know they've only been touring for around for 86 years. Yeah, exactly. They haven't been touring very long, but they're out there. Then they have to quit because Steve's voice is not what it used to be, or he can't sing basically. And like you gotta hold. I think that's actually, I think it's the right move. They want to perform to their best of their abilities, and Steven can't right now, at least. And he's not using technology to aid him, which he probably could, and just get a few more shows done, a whole tour done. But yeah, I think it's the right thing to do. Be like, we can't perform to our best, so we're not going to do it because the fans deserve the best. So there you go. Yeah, that's the way to do it. It's sad, but especially those of us who haven't seen Aerosmith live. But there you go. And of course, there's lots of people who just don't care about Aerosmith, don't like him, whatever. That's okay too. It's wrong, but it's okay. Ryan Burns says, hello, great to see you, Ryan. I hope you're doing well, my friend. And Marcia says, Aerosmith is hanging up their hats from touring. Indeed, because somebody, I think it was T, asked, question mark, question mark, question mark. Number one says, Dave's going to give it the shocker. Yeah. Yeah, the shocker is the agua. If I turn to my Spanish roots, I don't have Spanish roots. I visited Spain once for 4 days, maybe five. Where are we now? Ryan says, Dave shaved the beard. Man, it's gonna look odd. No, I told you with the idea. I don't think I will. I'll probably cut it at some point. It is getting way out of hand. Like I'll probably cut it maybe to like 3 years ago length, that kind of thing. I don't know. That's not 3 years ago length. 3 years ago length is like up here ish. So yeah, maybe I'll go back a year because actually, yeah, that would probably be better. Just rock that. Kind of see that. Like it's getting too long. It goes out off screen. It's ridiculous. Anyways, enough beard chat. What goes on the beard channel 3, Beard Dave. If you're looking it up on YouTube. I don't really have a beard channel. Don't look it up. You shave the beard, wearing a dress, and want to be called Davina. T, as I said, first of all, that was a secret, and second of all, only Thursdays. But thanks for your guessing. Marcia says Stephen is irreparable vocal issues. Evidently, I always thought Joe would be the reason they'd suddenly stop. Didn't Joe stop touring with Aerosmith for a few years? Joe Perry, what a guitarist, man! But I mean, never just written off completely. But like, there was that time when like he sold all his guitars and stuff, and yeah, I don't know. I think he's a cool guitarist, and he's obviously come up with some of the best riffs ever. Like, he's definitely got, I mean, best 100 riffs. I don't know where they rank, but yeah, cool guitarist, absolutely. I'm just gonna shut up now because I'll say something that is not what I mean. Singing is as demanding on the body as any athletic sport. Those old timers are superheroes for keeping going for so long. I'm not sad to see such a long career come to an end. I agree, Scott. I think sometimes we forget that these are old dudes now. So, it's not easy for them to get up and put in an energetic performance or any kind of performance under those lights, under those conditions, and to like rock it as they used to do. So yeah, hats off to those who do it into their 70s and in some cases their 80s. It's crazy, but hey, I would, if I were, I don't want to work when I'm 75, 80. So I'm sure those dudes, don't want to be doing it either. Or maybe they do. Maybe it's just the buzz, they just can't stop. I don't know. I've never been a major rock star, so I've done lots of things, but I've never actually been a major rock star. But who knows? The future could bring anything our way. William Forrest is here. Great to see you, William. Hope you're doing well, my friend. That's something I said I would talk to some about something about a half an hour later, and I forgot what it was. So if someone could remind me there what it was I was going to talk about. Just completely lost what that was. I saw Aerosmith in 2009, says Marsha, I think, or maybe 2008 in Long Island on the old Islanders Stadium just before they closed the redo the entire place. My sister had taken me for our birthdays. Very nice, very nice. T says the bearded lady approaches the cock bolted. I don't know. I mean, with the whole controversy about the Olympics, I don't know if that would be a smart move on my part. But hey, thanks for sticking with us and staying tuned anyway. T, love you, man. Love you. We got Cushman in the house. Great to see you, Cushman. I hope you're doing well, my friend. And let me see. T says it's beer time. It's not beer time. No. The old Ishka is flowing freely. I mean, this is my third bottle today, so getting up there. Rob F says, good evening, Dave. I've been looking forward to the live stream all afternoon. Awesome, Rob. Thank you so much. Glad to have you with us. And yeah, that means a lot. So thanks for the encouragement. It's super cool. Marcia says, Aerosmith might have been the last live gig I saw, but I'd have to fact check that. Fact check away. No problem. Yeah. So yeah, I've been a fan of theirs for a long time. I don't know why I never got to see them, but because I've been in places where they've been playing, I should have really got to it. But hey, regrets. But it's not a massive regret. They're not one of those. They're not one of my bucket list bands to see live, so it's okay. T says, all right, Cushman, how's life? Mary Jane is with me tonight. Hey man, if you're on a date, just make sure they subscribe to the channel. Also, I do know what you're saying. I'm just yanking your chain, as they say. Todd Moore, of course, is here. Great to see you, sir. Hope all's well, of course. We have, who else do we have? There's lots of folks saying hello. You're all so friendly to each other. Todd says, I saw Aerosmith on the Pump Tour and Joan Jett blew them off the stage. Just saying. Well, Joan Jett is cooler than everybody. I think I've said it before. Joan Jett was number one when I was born. The day I was born, Joan Jett, number one. So we have a bond. Joan and I, we're kind of kindred spirits. I can't say soulmates because we're both into the same type of ladies. She's yeah, she's cool. I love her, and I'm not surprised. She's such a cool performer. She is someone I'd love to see, and again, maybe it's too late. Maybe at a festival or something in the next few years. The Sent One is here. Great to see you, the Sent One. Hope you are doing well. It says evening all and a peace sign. Good to see you. Todd Moore says water is good for making coffee. It's too late for coffee, man. It's 10:30 almost, and there you go. Anyways, Barsha says 6 likes only. Better be more than that when Dave catches up in like 30 minutes. Pretty close. Pretty close. What have we got? Current likes 13 out of 27 of you legends are watching. So let's pump up those rookie numbers, my friends. Oh, Jesus, what happened? I actually thought something freaky went down there. But no, it just appears that YouTube. I wasn't sure if that was actually going to YouTube. It is. All right, sweet. Now we know what happens when I do that. Money H2O with the superb chat. Thank you, sir. I love you. Says Dave will continue to grow his beard out until it covers up his Brazilian wax faux pas. Listen, that'll never happen. All right. I will not cover up nothing. Mistakes were made. You got to live with them. I got to live with him. We all got to live with him. Thank you, sir. It is good to see you. Ish. Rob F says, are you sure that's not vodka? Let me see. Mostly sure. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Maybe. Thanks, Rob. Wayne McConnell says, hello, Dave and Kush. Greetings from Canada. Thanks, Wayne. Greetings to Canada. Hope you're well, my friend. Um, hey, Todd. I think I missed you. Enjoy your brew, says Marcia. Indeed. Special message just for Todd right there. Scott Bogwood says, Buglips had a shooting range in my backyard one summer. Uh, we need Buglips to confirm this story. Um, and also, is there any video footage? Are you going to upload that to YouTube? We need to see this. If not, recreate it for us, please. And everyone subscribe to Scott's channel. That'd be sweet. Scott, don't forget, every week you're to put a link to your channel in there. And Muddy, you're to do the same. Link to your channel, sir. Start making videos, please. Not, I know you don't have enough to do. That's why I'm saying that. Working and redecorating, stuff like that. Eric Ludinger says, hey all, good to see you, Eric. Hope you're doing well, man. Todd, Aerosmith was winding down anyway. I think I just feel sorry they couldn't go out with a major bang and finish their tour. Well, I'm going to play Aerosmith to honor them tonight. They went out on tour, on like the farewell tour. This was last year sometime, I think. And then they had to cancel a load of shows because Stephen was having issues. We didn't know what kind of issues at the time, of course, but here we are now in August 24, and they're like, we're just not going to do it. I mean, they didn't say it like that. It was like, we can't do it because Stephen's not up to it. Let me see, can I remember what it was that I said I would talk about in a half past? Because I think it was in relation to some comment that somebody said. Ovations, Nam. It definitely wasn't that. Anyways, I don't know. I know I said the words. I'll talk about that in about half an hour. The reverb story from this week. Okay, we can do that in a minute. Do a few more comments and then we'll do the reverb story from this week, which is it's an encouraging one. And again, I was going to make a video. I was actually about halfway through prepping the video for it because I thought it was going to go one way and it actually went the other, which I'm glad about because there's no point in making the video now because the dude was actually good about it. But I'm keeping an eye on it. I'll dig into it. Just give me a few more comments. Just get a little bit further. We have DMAC in the house. Good to see you, DMAC. Hope you're well, my friend. Mark says, I'm hoping we will still get some new music and occasional performances at best. Look, we all thought Ozzy and BS was done. And there's a talk of doing one last gig. I don't like calling Black Sabbath BS, to be honest with you. But yeah. Let's just hope Aerosmith put their. I think you might see like a farewell, like Grammy performance in the next year or something like that. I don't know. They might put together some sort of film or a special performance or something. I don't know, but we'll see. But it's all good. It's all good. T says, Trigger Dave, how's the flag on? We got City first game of the Premier, and tonight in pre-season, I'm optimistic. I'll tell you what, the Flaghole na HÉireann, which is an Irish sentence for Music Festival of Ireland, pretty much. It's descended upon Wexford Town. For weeks now, they've been clearing up the place, painting up walls that were a bit dirty and stuff, and putting flowers everywhere, and cleaning things that had been dirty for years, fixing up all kinds of things. All of the pubs got like money, I guess, to decorate and make themselves look nice. There's some temporary bars on the quay here in Wexford, and what's really funny is that they are selling beers for €7 a pint, which is ridiculous. And I know people who would flip the lid over that, but there you go. It's going well, I think, so far. It's having a positive effect on the town, but it kicks off officially tomorrow. I think it's going to be crazy. I will try and get some footage. I don't know how often I'm going to be downtown next week, but actually I should be down a good bit. So I'm popping in and out of places. I'll record a few things to share. It's interesting. A lot of traditional Irish music, of course, but they're starting to bring more outsiders music. A lot of singer-songwriters, I think, are getting an opportunity as well, and other things. And I think there's actually not just constrained to music. I've seen a few other kinds of acts, like drummers and things, Just kidding, drummers. Love you. Anyways, as long as they don't just have bass players, we're good. Just bass players by themselves, just basing around. Uh, anyways, all good. Love them all. I love them all. But I'll give you an update next week on how it is. Maybe even throw in an L video or something just to see. Ryan says, my uncle used to be an Ovation artist. He hated them and sold them at his shows. Nice, Ryan. That's I love thinking that like signature artists actually hate the brand that they're representing. Can you imagine if Slash is at home like, oh, fucking Gibson, or Eric Clapton's like, oh, not Fender again, god damn it. Uh, Tom DeLonge as well. Yeah, he probably does hate Fender. Uh, but some of these, some of those that would be really funny. Um, Good stuff, Ryan. Love that, man. Marsh says it's a shame when age retires these legends, but they're really ready to call it quits on their own terms. But Steven injured his voice, and sometimes shit happens. Honestly, they probably should have quit 10 years ago from touring, I mean. But I did see videos from their Vegas residency, was it a couple of years ago? And they were still kicking ass, to be honest. Anton says, hi, Dave. Hi, Anton. Hope you're doing well, man. Number one says, been a while, but I saw Aerosmith in 97 and '01. Always good, but tended to run a little long. Yeah, well, if you're on your feet, it can be a long gigs are good, though. They're good. But clearly, Joe can hardly play anymore. You can see his hands shake a ton. Must be very difficult. Possibly part of the reason why they've decided to call it quits as well. Todd Moore says Black Sabbath, and I think he likes Black Sabbath. I think that's what he's saying. And Marcia says, Ryan, that's ridiculous. He sold his guitars at shows? Question mark. And talking about selling guitars, let's get into the reverb story just to make sure we get it out of the way, because I'd completely forgotten about it somehow within the 30 minutes since I said I would talk about it. So I was on Reverb, as I am quite often, drooling at my favorited guitars and looking at some ideas for future purchases. And I just happened to put in Gibson and scroll down, and I was about 7 or 8 pages in to just Gibson guitars, and I saw a Dave Grohl DG335, but something wasn't right about it. So it was a fake. It was 100% a fake, because it had all the tell. It didn't have all the telltale signs, because whoever was selling it, in my opinion, at the time, had made some cosmetic changes where you go, oh, that is real. For example, the warranty sticker, the orange sticker that's inside the guitar, that was there, but you can buy them off eBay for a few quid. The switch tip had been changed out from the black one that Gibsons come with to a cream one, which is correct. And what else? Was there another change? The truss rod cover was correct. It was for what a Gibson would have, which is obviously the bell with the 2 screws instead of a 3-screw Epiphone style one. The biggest signal to me was the F holes were too small, same as the Gibson one that I have. Also, the control knob layout was slightly off, and the bridge was an Epiphone style bridge rather than a Gibson style one. So couple of things there, very obvious. And because I think this was posted like it was a first run Dave Grohl, and those had the serial number, like whatever, out of 500 written on the back of the headstock. This had like DG, it was actually DG007, which is another red flag, that one would be for sale for $6,500, which, by the way, it was. So the seller was in Canada. I reached out to him. I was like, hey man, just gotta tell you, your guitar appears to be a knockoff. Not trying to upset you or be a dick, but like, I just want to let you know it doesn't appear to be real. And I sent them some photos where I compared the two and showed, like, highlighted the issues with it. And he told me that he brought it to Long and McQuaid, who appraised it and said it was real, and that he didn't know much about guitars. So taking him at his word. Now, he sent that and he took the ad down. So kudos. The dude was honorable enough to do that. I'm keeping an eye on it for being relisted at 6,000. But the dude appeared to be a genuine seller who just didn't know what he had. So when it comes to that, I think, look, the message is, and I was going to make a video saying, be careful, because Gibsons are getting better. And that's true, they are getting better. Some of them have some of the right hardware and stuff like that nowadays, but they're not using the same woods and stuff like that. Obviously, you don't have same working conditions and all those kind of things. And you shouldn't, if someone's buying a guitar for $250, they shouldn't be selling it for 6,000. So I was going to do something like that, but the dude turned out to, and so far at least, turned out to be a decent dude who, as soon as it was pointed out to him, was like, "Oh shit, I didn't know. I'm going to take it down." He took the ad down. He then asked me to make sure the ad wasn't showing up anymore in searches and stuff like that. So good dude in the end, but um, just be extra vigilant out there if you are buying a guitar on Reverb or Marketplace in particular, because there's people still trying that, and there are people, and I've seen them in groups who are trying to order custom Gibsons, and they're asking for things to make them look more real. So just be very careful if you're out there, and if you're in doubt, ask somebody. You can ask me, and I'll do my best to try and identify things for you. If you know Joe Bonamassa, go to his house. He'll tell you. If you don't know Joe Bonamassa, I see us everywhere on Les Paul forums. Someone says, "Can someone tell me more information about this guitar I have?" And they'll say, "Oh, ask Trogley. He's a YouTube channel." Everyone knows who Trogley is, right? You don't need to say he's a YouTube channel. And I do get a little bit annoyed when I see, "Ask Trogley. He's an expert in Gibsons." He is, but like, there's other people too. Just saying. Uh, but, um, but anyway, that's my reverb story for the week. The dude had a fake for sale, thought it was real, apparently, and has taken it down. If he puts it back up, I'm putting up a scathing video about how to spot fake Gibson DG335s, and gonna call him out for being a bad dude. I wasn't gonna list his name. I will on Reverb. I will if he reposts it. So we will see. So hopefully it won't happen. Anyways, that's my Reverb story. If you have any similar Reverb stories, please do tell, because that it's always good. And also, if you do see something like that, call the people out on it, because most of the time you can just be like, "Hey, just wanted to let you know something's not right with that guitar," and that's all it'll take. And they'll know that they've been rumbled. But yeah, if you do see it, call it out. You're just doing a good service, so do it. Anyways, Cushman says Sabbath are great. Todd Moore, I agree. Sabbath pretty fun band to listen to. Ryan says, yeah, if you see his videos, he's got like 5 of them. He'd get sent a couple of months to play in public and just sold them all. Nice, Ryan. That's that is. I mean, there's a story in that. Some kind of movie or TV show, and the sponsored artist who just hates the guitars he plays. All of that. Todd says, agreed, Cushman. Hoping for a one-off show with all 4 original members. Oh, that'd be something. Scott says pre-chord. Pre-chord Dave. Yeah, before I was 3-chord Dave. There we go. Zendon said, I had an applause acoustic in the 90s. Think they were like the Squire for Ovation. Maybe, or I may have imagined that. Part exchanged it for a blue Gordon Smith that I'm sure of. There you go, man. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, they're nice guitars, like, at the end of the day. Long and McQuaid have a cool American Pro 2 in Olympic white mint pickguard with roasted neck. I was fighting hard not to buy it today. Ryan, you're with enablers here, so we will tell you to pick it up, because you know. But anyways, it sounds nice. It sounds nice. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, I'm not picking that guitar up, but if you like it, then. Number 1 questions: wouldn't pre-chord Dave finish before he started? There's a lot of ways to take that, sir, and I'm going to say, who knows? Chris says that would be nice with Bill Ward, Todd. Yeah. How long did it take to recover from the pub crawl? The one in Australia, it wasn't too bad, because we were only hitting, like, how many days were we there? It took a week, Sunday to Sunday. Yeah, and actually Sunday to Saturday was the pub crawl. It wasn't too bad, because by the time you hit like day 2, day 3, you were kind of just in it, and your body was like, "Fuck, this is it. This is how we're going down." So it was fine. We finished at about, like, we got to Sydney Airport. Um, so we went downtown Sydney, did the whole like Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Sydney Opera House and stuff like that, and then we went to um, We went to our hotel at the airport then, and that was we got in around 9 o'clock and had dinner and stuff. That was the last beer on the land in Australia, and yeah, like next morning I had a flight. It was fine, so it wasn't too bad. I mean, I didn't touch a drink of any kind for about 6 months after I came home. I just was not interested in drinking beers anymore for about at least for a good 6 months. Um, so yeah, so maybe that's the answer to that question. Scott says, wasn't the guy that started Ovation an airplane a body manufacturer before starting Ovation? Oh, or canoes. Either way, I didn't know. That's interesting indeed. Dave Lewis says, hi Dave, and the usual suspects. Great to see you, Dave. Great name, by the way. Just throwing it out there. Don't know if I've said it before, but it's good. And Ryan says, yeah, he was an airplane manufacturer. Wow, that's wild. I did not know that, to be honest. Marsha claiming only 9 likes. Lazy bums up in here. Yeah, like, we got 21 likes. We're doing all right. And we got 36 people watching. So if we could up, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Up those numbers. Is it going to do the thing? No. Up. No. All right. If you just joined us, that did something earlier. It's not doing it now. So fucking YouTube. Uh, Rabaf says, outgrew my first pedal board, so I'm switching to two, one dry and one wet. My sweet temple board arrived Thursday with lots of Sweetwater candy. Oh man. My only experience with Sweetwater candy is that Glenn sent me some. Glenn Bailey, who is the coolest, because he sent me candy. Of course. That's why he's my favorite. Um, anyways, a whole load of comments just dumped in on top of me, man. What are you doing, YouTube? Why do you do that to me? Yeah, on OBS, by the way, it drops in. I don't know how to stop it doing that. Anyways, Jesus Christ, I'm so far behind. Uh, all right, halfway through the show. Don't think I'm going to make all the comments. We'll do our best. D-Max says, no new gear for me, but I did get the input jack for my Ibanez Art Core fixed. Really good guitars, but the input jacks are a weak spot from what I've found in mine and others I've seen in stores. Nice, D-Mac. Yeah, sounds like, I mean, pretty good situation there. Ryan says, I'd like to own a canoe, one of those cool birch bark ones. I'm not really sure I would, to be honest. I'm not a canoeer of any kind. I did when I was a teenager, but never pulled back to it. Probably because I did all the canoeing in a lake called Loch Dan, and it was disgusting. Uh, back in the mid 90s. I don't know what it's like now. Dave Lewis says, has anyone watched Dunsi's excellent Firefly guitar unboxing video today? Yeah, I love Dunsi's guitar. Dunsi's Guitar World. I'm saying I love his channel. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, I love Dunsi's videos, man. They're cool. And that Firefly guitar, I've been very tempted by that many a time. They're super cheap as well. Those ones, they're like, I think they're only like $250, something like that. So shipping it to Ireland, I'd probably have to pay another $100 on top. Still, it's a troublemaker telly, man. Those are feckin' cool. So I would love one of those. So yeah, I was actually, I knew I'd seen Dunsey post about it. Maybe he mentioned it in a video before he went to the States, but I was waiting to see what his is was like. Looks kick ass, to be honest with you. So who knows? Maybe it'll be a future purchase if they're still selling them, hopefully. And if not, maybe I can convince Dunsey to part with his. So Dunsey, if you're out there, let's talk in a couple of months. Anyways, yeah, man, it's a cool video. And if you haven't checked out Dunsey's Guitar World, please do. He's here on YouTube. He's kicking ass, and he's just making great videos. So check him out. D-Max says, how many pedals are I running in total? To Rob F, are you running in total? That's a good question. I have a new pedal I'm going to show you soon, if I can remember where it is. That's also sponsored content, so I can't talk about it because they're not paying me for this video. But it might be actually kind of cool, so we'll see. Number one says, Rob F, what width are you going with? Interesting question. See, I don't have a pedal board. I just throw my pedals on the floor like I'm a bum. And then I only use the wah pedal anyway, so I'm one of those dudes. Benny Larson's here, says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Benny. Hope you're well, my friend. Oh, it's great to see Benny in the chat, lads. Rob F says, shifting from a single 17-inch duo to two 18-inch solo boards. All right, well, good luck. Good luck. Mark says an Ibanez with an actual model name. That's rare, DMAC. I'm glad you got the jack fixed. I think people have said the same about the Ibanez guitars where the jack fails. Indeed, Richard Clark says, woo. No, no, he doesn't. He says, woohoo. Even better. I'm not doing the whole Homer Simpson one version, but good to see you, Richard. Hope you're well, man. Just to explain to anyone who is joining us late and is confused, um, this is a liquid called water. I know we haven't seen it much on the show, but yeah, that's what we're surrounding. Look at it. It says water on the bottle, recycled bottle still, and then pure Irish water still. So promise you, it's water. So if you're confused, it's okay. Don't worry. You'll probably get back to normal service next week. But the water's on the desk for tonight. We'll see how long that lasts. Uh, I don't envisage it lasting next week, but we'll see. Um, where are we now? Number one says DMAC. You're talking about the semi-hollows? Question mark. I could be wrong, but I think so. Mark says, are Ibanez jacks generally crappy, or is it just some? I've heard that complaint a bunch. I have no idea. Dave Lowe says, I heard Steven Tyler's daughter is on TV series The Repair Shop with her dad. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm not gonna. There could be something there that could get me in trouble if I comment on it, so I'm not going to. Scott says you need a wizard hat for that beard. You know what? It's a perfect accessory. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's look how well. You know what? I've run out of beard shampoo. Just using regular shampoo last couple of days, and it's just springy and bouncy, and it just feels weird. Anyways, we'll leave the beard chat for a while, except for Marsha's comment now is about the beard. Let's see how long Dave can grow his beard before he trips on it. I don't quite trip on it just yet, but it gets caught in a lot of things. It's frustrating. Uh, I will say that. I will say that. Eating has become a challenge and not dripping it all into the beard. Um, yeah, I don't recommend growing a long beard. Like stop about here. If I were you, and even then you're gonna be like, he said to stop there. I should have stopped up here. It's just anyone who's interested in beards, don't do it, man. Don't do it. D-Max says, yep, hardcore is a semi-hollow. And number one says, those look nice. I've got a couple of pedal trains. Oh, that was to Rob F, though. And Rob says, current pedals, 3 Series Fuzz Polytune, Morning Glory, Tumnus Deluxe, Lail P-Split, I don't know how to pronounce that, Flashback Delay, Kaylee Ohm Reverb, Beat Buddy, a drum pedal, and a Ditto Stereo Looper. Sounds pretty good, but I don't see a wah pedal, which is weird. You need a wah pedal, sir, because just they're cool. Uh, you can do some like cool Jimi Hendrix style things pretty easily with them. So get a wah. That's the next one. I mean, don't listen to me. I'm not the pedal dude. Todd says, I have some issues out of every Ibanez I've owned, the bridge, the jack, and other things as well. There you go. I've never owned one, so I can't comment. But if Todd says it, I believe it. So there we go. Rob says number one, 2 dogs, 4 cats, and 2 new puppies. Ooh, puppies. Velcro is something I didn't wish to put on the floor, so the temple board system is perfect. Nice, man. Nice. Hey, if it works, like everyone's setup's going to be different because everyone's going to want something different from it. So it's all good. Mar says, interesting, Todd. I wonder why they cheap out. They can't afford to upgrade to better spec parks? Question mark. Maybe they want to fund the aftermarket parts businesses. I don't know. Number one says I got a number of Art 300, and I guess there's a difference between Art Series and Art Core. I had to look it up. There you go. And he also says, Rob F, don't blame you one bit. Velcro is a blessing and a curse. Two-sided. There you go. Or Richard Clark even says, maybe Aerosmith could try using some drugs to make it through the show. I don't know. Maybe they're against that type of thing. Yeah, I don't think they've ever done drugs, so I don't think they would. I think they would do that. Anyway, Dave Lewis says Phil Collins did the last Genesis tour in a chair. Yeah, I think I remember seeing something like that. Um, Interesting. Yeah, all of these. It was we're at that time where like a lot of our favorite musicians and bands are gonna call it a day, and just we're gonna have to. I mean, look, someone's gonna make holograms of them all, so it's fine. We'll be able to go to Guns N' Roses shows for another 40 years, long after Axel has exited this realm. We'll be going to see Guns N' Roses play, but it'll be like 1987 Axel, who was kick ass at everything. So not 2024 Axel, who's still good, and I still enjoy his showmanship. But you know. Number one says Rob F. Is that the newest Tumnus Deluxe that sold out in half a day? Good question. Richard Clark says, I believe Frampton was sitting down as needed during his last tour as well. Yeah, he's getting up there in the old age bracket. So yeah, I wouldn't complain about that at all. Number one says, I guess that would be the Germanium Tumnus Deluxe. I don't know. Beth says, no, it's the standard. It was a limited edition with Germanium diodes that sold out almost immediately after release. Good stuff. Number one says, Joan Jett was my first concert ever in 1983. Lifelong love. You gotta love Joan Jett. She's cool. Like, apart from anything, music wise, like Joan Jett's music, it just, I dare you not to like it. It's kick ass. You can just bop to it. It's great. But also she's just cool, so that helps. That rebellious attitude of Joan Jett's is very nice. I like it. She's cool. T says, Rico Dave, would you have a water and a beer? 1 sip of water, 2 sips of beer, stay hydrated, and all that jazz. You could have. I mean, yeah, that is technically a possibility, but no, like if I'm on a night out, I'll get a water sometimes in between beers or whiskeys or whatever I'm doing. Um, so yeah, I'll do that from time to time. I can drain water quite good. I take my alcohol slowly, but my water is drunk quite quickly. In between, which is probably bad because then you got to pee quicker, but it's fine. Uh, yeah. No, on the show, tonight I just felt, hey, I'm just gonna have water, just gonna do it. Um, so there we go. Yeah, nothing special, no reason. I'm not pregnant. Don't worry, don't worry. At least I don't think so. The last time I peed on a stick, it came up negative for everything. So, uh, Robert says both Pete and Roger were standing for entire shows. Pete and Roger were standing up for entire shows on the recent tour. At least all the videos I saw had both always standing. Man, it's so long since I saw The Who, which was basically Pete and Roger and various other musicians. But they put on a very cool show. Of course they do. They're playing Who songs, which is great. Although what I remember most from The Who, the last time I saw them, which at a headlining show, not a festival or anything, they ended on such a bum note because they played. I'm sorry to say this, they played a shitty ballad at the end of their set. It's like, no, save my generation till the end. What are you doing? It was such a, like, everyone. The show ended and everyone just went, oh, okay, and walked off. Like, not the musicians on stage, the people in the crowd. Like, it was just such a bum ending. Everyone was like, why? That's the last song? What the fuck? Send them out on a hit that they're singing along as they're leaving. But no. So yeah, The Who. Now, bear in mind, that was like 18 years ago, 19 years ago. So maybe they've learned how to do a stage show. Like, because I'm the guy to tell The Who how to put on a show. But yeah, they played it from their new album that nobody had listened to at the time because everyone was like, shut up and just play the old stuff. But anyways, if we dig into bands and their set lists, we'll find some interesting things. Scott Bogman says, if new bands don't start playing guitar and packing arenas in 20 years, there will be no touring bands left. I genuinely, honestly, guys, I think what's going to happen there is we are going to have hologram shows. We're going to have bigger and bigger improvements in holographic shows. AI is going to take over the stuff into an extent where it'll be not interactive as such, but like the lead singer will have new things to say at every show, spontaneous things and stuff like that. So I can see that being the future, like Zeppelin shows and stuff like that. You'll get to go see the Beatles, you'll get to go see the Stones back in their youth and stuff like that. And probably what will happen is they'll start with the bands being really young, and then it'll come all the way up, and then they'll get older and older as we go, and then finally they'll be like, okay, they might even change members as the show goes on. Like Guns N' Roses shows will start with Steven Adler and Izzy Stradlin, and then we'll go along and it'll be Matt Sorum and Gilby will be playing with them, and then we'll go along and it'll be Slash will leave the band for a while, and then what's the man's name? Paul Huge will take over. Paul Tobias or Huge or Paul Huge Tobias, whatever his name was, and then it'll be that whole fucking Chinese democracy mess of a band for a while, and then they'll get back to like Slash and Duff will come back in. It'll actually be a fun show just to see the changes of personnel in the band. Buckethead and Bumblefoot and all coming in. Yeah, so those will be interesting shows. But I honestly, the technology is not quite there yet, from what I can tell, but it's coming. Give it 10 years, man. We'll be seeing and it'll be like the world tour, the Led Zeppelin World Tour 2035, and it'll all take place on one night, and it'll be every single city will get a slightly different show, same music, slightly different show because the AI is running it, and it'll localize it to that venue. And yeah, like some cities will get 2 or 3 nights because they'll be able to sell that many tickets, and some will get 1 or 2 nights. But it'll, like, let's say they start on May 5th. By May 9th, the world tour is over. Every city in the world has had the show, and they've made millions of dollars. And some dude's controlling it um, in his bedroom in Colorado. That's what's going to happen eventually. The world's going to suck in 20 years' time, man. Glenn Bailey is here today. Good to see you, Glenn. Hope you're well, my friend. Says hello all. Yeah, and once again, Glenn, thanks for sending me that Sweetwater candy. I'm pretty sure it wasn't laced with anything um, super dangerous, but I did have a full head of hair when those candies arrived. So now, not so much. So maybe. No, that's probably nothing. Marcia says, damn, I missed Muddy Cake because I showed Huey some baby squirrels out the front door. I just love the idea of some newbies hearing that and be like, what the fuck is going on in this live stream? Number one says, it's got Bogfoot. I'll do my part as soon as we get Ticketmaster under control. Having said that, they did just buy Gojira ticket for October. Very cool, man. They're getting a lot of love since their appearance in Paris. Was it last week? Whenever the Olympics was on, the opening show. Last week, the week before, whenever it was. Who cares? Rob F says, hello, Muddy H2O. Good to see you, my friend. I like seeing Muddy H2O too. He's a good dude most of the time. Scott says, no, I'd rather put Glenn's new video link in the chat instead of mine. And there's a link for Glenn's. Definitely check it out because, yeah, Glenn's cool. We love Glenn. So check out his video, subscribe to his channel, leave comments that are naughty on Glenn's channel if you don't mind. He will say he doesn't want them, but he does. Naughty comments only for Glenn's channel, please. Respectful and nice, but naughty at the same time. Glenn says, but definitely put your links in. I do enjoy them too. Absolutely. Dave Lewis says, has Warner's or Sony offered to buy Aerosmith's back catalogue? I'd imagine they've made some business names have been in the room with them, I would imagine. Let's see. We've got formerly known as T says 10:32. Time for beer. Number two, drinking faster to help with time updates. Thanks, T. Only a half an hour behind, but this should be no problem. It's getting out of hand, isn't it? Even drinking water, I can't keep up with you guys in the chat, which is good. It means our community's growing. We're getting better. It just means sooner or later, live streams are just not going to be enough. There's not going to be enough 3-chord Daves. I'll have to get one of those AI hologram Daves to sit beside me and do the thing. But anyways, Glenn Bailey says, yes, Marcia, check out my maniac trying to break his the maniac trying to break his Les Paul. That sounds like fun. Sounds like fun Sunday viewing for me, Glenn. So I will enjoy that. Thank you, sir. Scott also says Glenn's Dario strap lock video is a must watch. And there it is. Yeah, that's a good one. Absolutely. And the sent one says buying guitar over 12 to 24 months on credit ? From the devil or a gift from the god for gas lovers. I'm never done it, but I am considering it. Personally, sent one, I would say if it's 0% finance, you do it. Why not? It's fine. As long as you're not getting screwed with it. But yeah, absolutely 0% is fine. I think you're paying more than that. You have to pay interest on it. It's probably not worth it. But a lot of places do good deals, over 12 to 24 months. So yeah, if you can, or hey, listen, it might be your only way to pick up a guitar if it's in a super expensive one or whatever. In that case, just do it. Is what I say. Get the guitar, move, fake your own death, change your name, and keep the guitar, and move to like a Caribbean island somewhere where they can't come after you. For more financial tips, follow my other channel, $3 Dave. $3 Dave, actually. Sorry, there we go. $3 Dave. That sounds like fun, Glenn. I'm there. Says Marsha. Scott says, can't wait to see what you do with the headless one too. I presume that wasn't for me. Dave Lewis says £11 a pint in the O2 in London. Yeah, no thanks. Uh, yeah, I mean, I was in Vegas last year and they were charging something like, I can't remember, but I remember thinking, what? As I like for a pint of Guinness was something like $15 or something. I was like, no, that's too much. It's not what Guinness costs, because in my head, Guinness still costs like 4.50 a pint, which it hasn't done for many years, but that's what I assume. Actually, that's not true. I think I mean, T, how much is a pint of Guinness? I can't remember. I can't remember because the last time I was out in a pub drinking Guinness, it was actually at a concert venue. So yeah, it's probably not reliable. But anyways, seven. This is a regular bar, 7.50, not a concert venue. They're charging 7.50 or €7 for a pint. That's mental. Just because this event is in town. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, Mark says, just realized you posted it 5 days ago. Why hasn't YouTube notified me? I've had all notifications set since forever. YouTube is a jerk and it does that. And this is a good reminder to say, make sure on this channel and on Glenn's and on Scott's and on everyone else that you love watching on YouTube, Dunsies, Steve Cassidy guitar, all of the cool dudes, make sure you are subscribed to them, because you may have subscribed to them, but your subscription sometimes just disappears. So make sure you're subscribed and click the notification bell again, just to make sure you have it and your preference selected, because you don't want to miss videos by the cool people. And then I might throw one out from time to time as well. You never know. It's looking less and less likely, obviously, but we'll eventually get videos out. We'll see when it happens. But we are experiencing a YouTube moment where they're just fecking around with channels once again. Excuse me. I'm having a moment like Steve Cassidy did on his live stream, where my throat is all getting all tickly. That's tickly, apparently. Rob S. says, the Sentinel, the only way I can constrain myself is to save up my allowance for gear purchases. It can get rough not buying small items when you're saving for big ones. Yeah, absolutely. I have a preference for big ones myself, but that's a whole different story. Formerly known as T says, Trigger Dave, will the price of the pint come back down when it's over? Some pubs down here will put up prices for the festival and forget to drop them later. I'd say they'd be torn apart if they didn't, to be quite honest, T. I think there's a lot as well. A lot of new bars have opened up, and it's just like bars that were there in the next door place was vacant. They've opened a bar in there. they've just got there's a couple of storage containers have been turned into bars and just plopped on the street. That's a bar now. It's kind of funny. I should try and get out and take some footage during the week, as I will be in town a couple of times, hopefully a good bit, because that's where I need to be. But I will try and show you guys some of the things. Some of it's funny. Hopefully they'll drop the price, because I'm not paying €7 a pint. That's mental. I mean, I'm not paying for Heineken anyway because it's trash. But you know, that's the advertisement I saw, or sticker on a window. Glenn says, Scott Bog, what I've been researching what to do. I have an idea. I just have to wait a little bit for some work has to be done outside, and it was 104 today. Yeah, that's quite warm, I suppose. Quite reasonably heated. Marge says, by the way, if you lose me, there's about to be a massive storm here. I just saw the electricity blip. I believe that's the technical term. Well, take care. Take care. Dave Lewis says, I've got a DeLong kettle toaster coffee grinder in black. Is it a Fender No. Good stuff. Steve Cassidy Guitar says, "Hello, Dave and pals. Just quick, hey, gotta finish painting a wall." Steve, do you know what time it is? You should not be painting at this hour, sir. But glad you popped into the chat just to say hello. Always good to see you, my friend. DMAC says, "Rob, I founded the Morning Glory incredibly versatile." It's a pedal, right? You're talking about a pedal. It works with every amp I've tried with tube amps, solid states, little practice amps. Cool pedal. Good stuff, DMAC. Yeah, nice. Never had. I'm not the pedal dude, so you know. I'm not too up on that. Glenn says, Marcia, that's why I was late. Wife was getting dinner off the grill and the sky's opening, thunder and lightning, wind, but it seems to be heading to you. Good, yeah, pass around the bad weather between yourselves. It's all good. Let me see, who else we got? Todd Moore says, so small F holes are bad. In this case, Todd, in this case, big. You want large diamond F holes on your Dave Grohl, I believe, is the thing. Well, I mean, I don't know if I'll get to show you guys. Maybe I can show you. I have them somewhere in the 3-chord Dave computerized system. So let me see if I can find them. This one? Show me that. Nah, that's still not. Okay, so it is this one. Yep. All right, this is the guitar in question. This is the fake, right? And as you can see, a couple of things on the F holes side. So you can see where the F holes finish and where they on both sides, top and bottom there, okay? And if I show you this image, which it'll take me another second to get up here, if I can remember which one I marked, I think it's this one. Yep. I should have cropped that better than I did. I just took it to show the guy, so I didn't crop it well. But I was starting to make a video before he responded, which is why I have the one with the background taken out. So here I've covered up my beautiful face for you to show you. So you can see these are not to scale. So let me try and make it fair. It's kind of close, is it? No, it's not. There we go. No, a little bit still. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so you can see on the actual Dave Grohl DG335, the top of the F hole should come to the top of the bridge pickup, and on the fakes, it doesn't even hit halfway on the bridge pickup. So that's a telltale sign. You can also see the bottom doesn't. It just kind of comes in just at the very top of the knob here, and then it doesn't touch the one on the side there. And you can also see on the actual one they're laid out differently. So the actual one is the gold, and the knockoff one is the blue. You can see the control layer it's just slightly like the controls are slightly higher up, and there's a different angle to them. So those are your big telltale signs. They're not going to change those. Yeah. So that's it with the F holes. So in this case, small F holes are bad. Sometimes you might like a smaller F hole. I don't know. That's up to you. Just gonna get in trouble for that, aren't I? All right. Well, there you go. Rob F says, DMAC, I really like it. It's a blues breaker circuit, though I find it needs to be cloned more my style. Amps versus my hybrids. Excuse moi. My hybrids that have decent distortion of their own. Mar says, yeah, don't you hate when a storm comes during barbecue? Do the powers that be not like grilling? It's actually officially, they don't like grilling at all. Larry DeFox says, what's up, y'all? Good to see you, Larry. Hope all's good with you, sir. And let's see, we have Advil says, Dave is not on screen yet for everyone, right? Are you scaring me or what? Because YouTube is showing me as live, so and I can see myself. And I'm sure at least Muddy would have given me shit if I wasn't on screen. So hopefully you can see me now, Atbu. I'm not too sure. But let me know if you're having problems. I'll try and figure it out. But honestly, maybe just try to refresh the thing. I've been here for a while. Steve Cassidy, guitar says, hey Marcia, thank you. It's not fun painting over water damage. Sucks, man. That sucks. But you know, make a game of it. It'll be fun. It won't. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Anton says, lots of posts on Reddit where people are worried that they bought a fake fender. Fake fenders can be hard to spot. Fake can be harder to spot. I can generally tell a fake Gibson very quickly. Fake fenders, yeah, I wouldn't trust myself, to be honest. Versus, oh crap, Steve, that's not fun for sure. I hope the source of the damage got repaired too. I mean, it'd suck to cover it up if it wasn't repaired. It's gonna happen again. Larry says, Dave's on screen, but I can barely hear him. Sorry, Larry, his volume is just hitting the top of the range now. It's not clipping just yet, but it's about to. So I can't really turn it up any further. So yeah, hopefully you can turn it up on your side a little bit. Ryan says, a pawn shop here has the Chipson double neck SG. They want $7,000 for it. I told them and showed them it was fake. They banned me from the store. Oh man, that's pretty rough. Yeah, I mean, they should know as well. You see a lot of the pawn shop people who post videos online, because some businesses do that now, and they'll actually go through why guitars are fake. They don't take risks because they know how many fakes there are out now. Yeah, so that sucks, man. Hopefully they will unban you at some point when you realize you were just trying to be cool. Rob F says, that's pretty lame. Ryan, obviously that store will not get any further business from you. Yeah, absolutely. Unless they get something cool in, but still. Obviously they've no qualms with selling a fake, which is, unlike the seller I reached out to, he has taken it down, and I checked this morning, it's still down. So hopefully he stays cool. But you guys know at least now, and anyone who watches the stream knows how to be sure it's the correct one. Don't pay $6,000 to $7,000 for something that you don't know about. Don't buy something that you're not 100% sure, and don't just look at something and say, yes, that's what I want. Make sure, because it's, don't spend that kind of money unless you're 100% sure what it is. It's too much money. Because that guitar, if you bought it for €6,500, I was thinking it was €6,500. It was priced at. If you bought it for €6,500, dude, it's worth 250. So, and that's a new price from AliExpress or wherever, eBay. What it's actually worth is about $100. So, and yeah, you would kick yourself super hard. It hurt. Anyway, 3/4 along the McQuaid employees are brain dead. If someone is not willing to put guitars on authenticity in writing with their name on the line, and it's not worth much. Absolutely, Scott. Absolutely. I don't know about the brain dead part, but I'll take your word for it because I've never been to a Long and McQuaid. Yeah, we got about 15 minutes to go, so let's see how quickly we can get through the next part of comments, because I know I'm a good bit behind. And that stopped moving as well, did it? It did. God damn it. I put a 2x12 combo husk on Marketplace for $40. I listed it as a PV with crate speakers. Guy messaged me telling me it was a crate with a PV badge. He was right. I took the badge off, lowered the dollars. There you go. D-Max says, I'm watching tonight on a 55-inch TV, Dave. Almost looks life-size. Thanks, D-Mac. That could be life-size Dave for all you know. For all I know. So, yeah, I want to make rude jokes, but I won't. Mark says, whoops, about that happened to me. And then the comment, why did I always disappear when I'm reading them? Like, why can't it be a different comment? Ugh. Ooh. No. Still haven't caught up. It's taking longer to get back up. I know it was Marcia, right? It was Marcia's comment that I was reading. Oh, gone past it. That was Glenn, that was D-Mac, that was Marcia. That happened to me once ages ago. Dave was in fact like 10 minutes late, but apparently my screen didn't refresh. I was making jokes about Dave being late for like 20-30 minutes. Marcia, I remember that. I was not late. You had not you were not watching the stream. You were just commenting on it and I hadn't refreshed. I have never been late for this show, not once, for two reasons. One, you can never be late for this show, and number two, it's my show. Uh, there you go. No, I don't think that I don't think that was the thing. But anyways, yeah, I remember you giving me shit, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" So anyway, Ryan says I've never bought anything there. Most pawn shops here are crooks. I don't really have pawn shops here. They kind of came around for a while. You can sell your cameras and PlayStations and phones and stuff to a place. Ironically, it's called Sex. They spell it CEX, but they in their ads and stuff they call themselves Sex. So you can sell it to the sex shop. Yep, they don't do guitars. Marcia says after he had arrived before anyone bothering mentioning that he had finally showed up. It was hilarious. After he had arrived before anyone bothered mentioning that he had showed up. It was hilarious. It was hilarious because you still hold on to the fact that I was late. I wasn't late. That's not my recollection. My recollection was I was on time and you were giving me shit for being late when I wasn't. I think I'd started maybe 30 seconds later than usual. So I'm just going to hold you to that. That's not what happened. You can go back and see. They're all still on the channel. So you can find out which one it was and go back to it. Dave Lewis says, Ryan Byrne, ring your local trading standards. That's one way of doing it. Rob F says, speaking of fakes, I have 3 fake fenders. They all have Squire on the headset. You know what? People will say that, and the same with Epiphone for Gibson, and I have an issue with it. I think they're okay. They're not Fenders. Okay, they're not Gibsons, but they're much cheaper, good versions of the same thing, and and they're made by the same parent company. So it's all good. It's all good. Number one says, I always forget that pawn shops exist. Don't think I've ever bought any gear from one. Things like when you see like Paul Stanley and people like that on the Gibson collection, they're like when you used to be able to go into a pawn shop and buy a Gibson Les Paul for like $150. Damn it. Why didn't I live in these days and have a pawn shop near me and be able to buy like fucking 70s Les Pauls for $100? Anyway, number one says, I've heard you can customize your Sweetwater candy. I can't find out where or how. That's cool. I'm jealous. Why doesn't Toman send candy? Like, come on, dudes. Your stupid stickers that I have 40,000 of. Anyway, I'd prefer if they just send Haribo. Just send a big bag of Haribo. Mark says one day YouTube is going to use all its AI powers to end all streams where people say bad things about the platform. Mark my words. Give that 2 to 3 years tops, and my stream will be the first one that ever happens. Too. So there you go. Dave Lewis says I have 5 fake Gibsons. Well, I have one, two, three at the moment. And because I have this channel, I'll probably have more over time. But because the reality is, you make Gibson content, you get a boost in views. There's a few channels I know, and I'm not going to mention them because I don't want this to come off as like bitchy or anything. But they started to make content exclusively about Gibsons, and they're growing massively. And it's like, all right, just be honest about them though. And there is a couple of channels I think are maybe swayed by discounts and stuff that don't give you the full story. But we'll find out soon enough. Something is in the works. Anyways, gonna have to, because who said it? Benny Larson, 10:45 Irish time. Oh man. Yes. I'm gonna jump through a lot of comments because we got 9 minutes left in the show, guys. I just want to make sure that, as always, that I get everybody into the stream. At least one comment from everybody. That's what we got to do. That's what I try to do every week. Yeah. Let me see. Somebody said, Glenn says, a pawn shop here in town had a Gibson listed as a fake, but was asking almost $600 for it. And I was trying to explain to me how it was about as good as the real thing. Yeah, no. Mars says 600 for chips and get an Epiphone at that point. I mean, look, I've said this many times. I've bought Gibsons before, and you are taking a risk. If you buy one, you could get an absolute piece of shit that's unplayable. I have had that happen to me. You also will get, there's a chance that you can get a half decent guitar. It needs a bit of work, but half decent. The Dave Grohl DG335, I still haven't done the work that needs to be done on it. But a decent setup, it'll play really well. It actually doesn't play awfully at the minute. It's okay. But you could make that play really well. Um, in terms of that though, it's a crapshoot. And actually, I'll say it's probably 75%. It's probably 80% chance you're going to get a piece of shit. Um, honestly, it's even the new trend in Gibsons is custom orders, and you can tell them everything you want. You can design any type of thing they want, or make any kind of fucking Les Paul that's ever been done. Um, and uh, there's various different reports on the quality of those. So we'll find out more in going forwards. But that's the new trend. If you didn't know, in Gibsons, people paying a little bit more to get a custom order guitar, waiting a lot longer and stuff like that as well. And some people then get them are like, this is a piece of shit, and others are like, this is as good as a Gibson custom shop. No, it's not. A Gibson guitar will never be as good as as an Epiphone. Sorry, as a Gibson custom shop. It'll probably never be as good as an actual Epiphone guitar. So let's all be honest about it. They might be okay guitars. They're never going to be. Some of them might be okay guitars. They're never going to be as good as the real deal. Whether that real deal be an Epiphone or a Gibson or a Fender or a Rickenbacker or whatever, they're just not. And I don't care that some of those brands are made out in China, in similar factories or whatever. They're still not going to be as good. Even though they're getting better, they're still we just proceed with caution if you're going to buy one. You are taking a risk. You are literally taking your money and gambling with it. I'll go on and rant about that some other day. I wanted to zoom through comments and then I started talking about that. So I'm sorry. Dave Lewis says, Dave, they have the white version of Dunsies on Guitar Garden. Yeah, it's the blue one I want though, man. It's the blue one I want. That's the one he got. So there you go. T says, a friend, Arsenal supporter, Chelsea down 2-0. Haaland got both one penalty, so not so optimistic now. Yeah, listen, just drop your optimism for the season, sir. That's all I can say. Uh, let me see. Dropping through. The water looks cool, Dave. I have some powered water around somewhere, but I don't know what to add. I shouldn't comment on that. I'll get in trouble. That is an AI generated image of a water bottle covering up a beer bottle. No comment, Glenn. You're not supposed to give out all my secrets, man. God damn it. Dave Lewis says, Dave, do you use beard oil on your beard? I do. I don't buy beard oil as often as I should. I use dedicated beard shampoo every day instead, and that seems to work. And it smells good, so it's also expensive. So like, oil on top of that. So I do, but not as often as I probably should. It would be better if I didn't leave my oilings and far apart. I should do it more often, but I do use specific expensive beard shampoo. It's quite fancy. It's fancier than any shampoo I ever used on my head. So back in the days, back in the good old days. Anyways, rolling on. Scott says, I've had a beard like that or wore ties. I would carry scissors with me at all times. I get you. Rob says, sorry, Dave, not a wow person. Perhaps I should start to play some cream. There you go. Start to play some cream. You'll get into it. It's all good. Um, I would say, look, I'm not a super huge pedal guy, but the wah's a lot of fun to play with. Even if you want to piss off your neighbors, they're especially fun to play with. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Let me see what else. Again, 4 minutes. Let's try and finish on time. Well, we are going to finish close to it. I don't know if I'll go to any hologram shows. It seems weird to me. Number one, I believe we have similar thoughts on it. I don't know how I feel about it, but I think that's coming. I think it's going to be like initially it'll be, oh, I can go see Zeppelin now. It's going to be cool. Um, and you go and it's almost kind of like seeing Zeppelin. And the venues are still getting their money for beers and popcorns and all kinds of. When did they start selling popcorn at rock concerts? By the way, I've seen it the last couple of times and I think it's weird. Anyways, Glenn Bailey says, "Oh, Aerosmith, done with Mirrors tour 1986. Ted Nugent opened for them. That would have been fun. Um, Let me see. Benny says, "Oh no, I think you could be right about the AI guarding the honor of social media networks in the future." Marcia. I mean, we could start a conspiracy theory right here that's going to happen, and then be like all smug when it actually happens. So, number one says, "I love Joan Jett on the Highlander series. I just love Joan Jett and everything. She's great." Um, Roland. Dave, how can you tell if you're not pregnant under that beard? I mean, if I was pregnant, I'd be. It'd show. It'd show. Uh, at the moment, I don't look it. So it's all good, sir. Thanks for making me just make sure to double check. Ryan says, I like the story of Rory opening for Aerosmith in New York. The crowd loved him and booed when Aerosmith came out. Yeah, I've heard that one. That's a good one. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get Rory Gallagher to be your fucking opener. What are you doing? Um, but it's all good, man. It's all good. Um, Hologram stuff is going to allow for a tour to be done in one night. One stage is live. The rest of the venues get holograms. Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. For sure. Dave Lewis says, I was given a load of promo CDs in the late 90s by Virgin Radio, and Aerosmith's Pink was amongst them. It's the only thing of theirs I own. Cool. It's nice. Nice way to get some CDs. Let me see. Todd says, everyone should search and read Holographic Dancer by Johnny Cash before he wrote music. It's a sci-fi story that's frighteningly prophetic. I mean, it's before he did music. That's a hell of a long time ago. Anyways, rolling. Not to be Fred Durst, but I just gotta get through these comments. Uh, okay, we've got everybody. I think has had at least one comment read out. I think. We've got. Oh, Glenn Bailey says, I heard AC/DC is finishing up their tour in Dublin in a few weeks. They are. Their tickets were ridiculously priced. They still sold out. Yeah. So it's all good. It's all good. If somebody wants to turn up and take me to the gig, I'd be more than happy to go with someone who has a spare ticket. As long as you're not one of those weirdos. Rob says, just had a brilliant idea. If we all drank more alcohol during Dave's shows, we might slow down enough with the comments for Dave to catch up by the end. Exactly. You guys are getting way too fast for me. Or maybe I should just read faster. I don't know what to do. I'll come up with some sort of plan. Probably fail, but we'll try it. Dave Lewis says, Collins, the Guitarist's YouTube channel is worth subscribing. Collins Guitarist's channel is fantastic. I know Colin talks about his TV channel, the VHX channel. That's also worth subscribing to. It's not that expensive, and he has some really great content over there. So check him out, and yeah, give him a subscribe. Tell him 3 Chord Dave sent you, so we can get some like friends. Uh, Glenn says, tickle in the throat is a definite sign of being pregnant. Just saying, Dave, I want to pee on another stick. I peed on loads of sticks over the years. Never once turned up any positives. Uh, in forests and stuff. Anyways, I think I did see. Muddy says to Glenn, he told me his tubes were tied. Just listen, it's complicated. People do things all the time. Just water. It's just don't worry about me. It's all good. All right, let's see. I love frog, but illegal here. Says Apo. All right. Well, sorry to hear that. Todd Moore says, "What's the top of the knob touching?" I realized it when I said it, man. I didn't. I just should have known. This is not the group to say such a thing. Um, Money says, the ears are wrong as well. The real DG has a Mickey Mouse style. The fake looks like something in between the Mickey Mouse and the 64 style horns. You're correct. You have pointed out the one other thing that I didn't comment on. But those are the things I think you can see straight away, as the F holes and the bridge. Those are the two big things that you'll see. If you're more experienced, such as you are, Muddy, you will also see the ears being yeah. Don't know why I forgot the word ears. It's all good. Maybe I am pregnant. Who knows? No, I'm not. I promise. Haven't even thought about it. Missed more comments. I definitely saw a couple of names on the list that I haven't read out. So where are those comments gone? But to wrap up, once I just make sure that we're all clear and everyone has had a comment read out and all of that sort of stuff. I can see a few people saying, you know, have a good night and all that sort of stuff, which is good. But I think you started saying that about 20 minutes ago because you know I wouldn't catch up. Rob F with a very good point says the show begins when Dave starts it, so he could never be late. Yep. Mar says, I said that you were late on purpose because you were late. Never would be my fault. Listen. As Rob says, Rob is correct. Gets 10 bonus points. The show begins when I start it, so I can never be late. No one can ever be late. We're just hanging. It's all good. It's not an appointment. Some people come in and say, sorry, I'm late. There's no such thing as being late, man. It's all good. We're just hanging. Glenn says he may not have ever been late, but he did go 10 minutes without sound. Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Damn it. You guys are never going to let me live that down. Rob F says, a Toman included Haribo Gummy Barn. With each purchase, I'd buy much more gear from them. Yeah, I think so. I just think it would be a better thing. Glenn says, you can tell your Sweetwater sales rep to customize your candy if you have a time. You can hunt the links on the website. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I would be saying that, but no, they put together a nice selection, so it's all good. Right, let's see. I think we may have gotten everybody at least once, so that's the main thing. Rob says, thank you, Dave. Always an enjoyable time. Have a great weekend, friends. Thank you, Rob, for joining us. Always enjoy your contributions to the show. And Glenn says, thank you, Dave, for another great stream. Thank you, Glenn, for being cool. That's all I will say about that. And Colin Nolan says, have you seen the promo for the new Spark Amp 2? Some great upgrades. Marsh says, yeah, no sound for like 10 minutes was the best laugh I have had in a long time. That was the most embarrassing thing. And thankfully, that's all. That is the most embarrassing thing that's happened on the stream. It's not too bad. I haven't completely embarrassed myself, I don't think. Other than that was completely embarrassing. But there you go. Colin Nolan, in terms of the Spark Grid, yeah, I've seen the videos. Looks cool. Would be interested in picking one up. I very nearly bought a Spark Grid. One, I guess we're going to call them now, a while ago, but just never pulled the trigger on them. So yeah, the 2 is probably something that I'd be interested in. I like that it's battery powered now as well, so or you can add the battery to it, so you can take it where you need to go. And some of the features look pretty cool. So I'll save my judgment though until I've actually had a good look at it. But yeah, seems like a very cool thing indeed. Anyway, guys, that is the time up on the show. I guess I should just finish my water. All right. Guess I'll be waking up to go pee at some point. Thanks so much, guys, for the cool chat. It's getting busy. It's getting busy in there, so don't forget, you can always comment on the video afterwards and in the Facebook group, and you can email me. The link's in the bottom of the description and all that sort of stuff. Don't forget, there's a Rory Gallagher crowdfunding things linked on all of the videos at the minute. If you do want to check that out, if you can, everything will help. We're trying to get Rory's guitar back to Ireland. Well, I'm not involved, just like supporting it. So there you go. Guys, it's always cool hanging out with you on Saturdays. I see my knees hurt just popped in. Great to see you, sir. Thank you so much for popping in to say hello. Hopefully we can get to talk to you next week. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging. It's been cool. I love you. You're great. You're amazing. Best YouTube community in the whole entire world. Yeah, that's enough. My name's Chord Dave. I'll be back with another guitar related video very soon. But until then, my friends, take care.